today with a high near 56 and more rain's likely tonight with patchy fog early in the morning hours. Lows down around 48. Friday's going to see patchy fog early and then a chance of showers throughout the rest of the day with highs near 54 and lows around 46. Should begin clearing up on Saturday. KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar is showing a dense fog advisory over a lot of the four states. 46 in Neosho, 46 in Pittsburgh, and 49 in Joplin. Signed up for severe weather alerts. Download the December Storm Center app. It's time now for the KIX Kids Pledge, brought to you by Josh Meeker at Country Financial. And today we're featuring Blake from Joplin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great job, Blake. And if you'd like your kids to be on the KIX Kids Pledge, just go to KIX1025.com. There's a button there you can hit that'll tell you how to upload your audio. Got your chance to win the cash with the Great Plains Federal Credit Union Secret Sound in just 17 minutes. But right now, it's Morgan Wallen on KIX 102.5. Morning, everybody. That's done. Yay. How was everyone's Christmas? Down. And get over here where I can see your conversation. Of course, TikTok's not working. Yeah, I need to. There we go. Didn't have one, Thomas said. We is doing pretty good, Megan. I've got pictures. Yeah, I'm going to bore you to death with them later. The kids came over yesterday. We were gone Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Sunday went down to see the new baby. Go to see the baby. And then Monday, me and Gina went exploring kind of some of the area where I grew up. And then on Tuesday, we had Christmas at her family's house. And then we came home that evening and had Christmas at our house yesterday with the kids. And that was it. 365 more days to go. Morning, Matthew. Oh, when I got home, we got home Tuesday night, Dorinda came by and brought me a ton of candy that I did not need. Also, a painting that she did. I know you guys probably saw the one of the fox that she did for Jen. This is the one. Oh, my goodness. Hold on. I didn't realize I took it. I'm going to have to change the aspect ratio. So she painted this picture for me. Look there. The guy on a buffalo, and of course the trees in the background make a guitar, which I thought was really neat. Baby's doing good. He eats and he sleeps and he cries. That's what he does. You guys want to see him? Hold on, let me get to the pictures I took last. See. There's a good one. Check this out. Yep, that's a picture of a baby. Well, you got to see a little bit of it. Let me see if I turn this down, if that helps. Oh, my goodness. This thing. Is it going to clear up? Yeah. Yeah. I was able to keep him from crying. Here's another one. Little McGurkle and the dude. But anyway, they came to our house yesterday and stayed all day, and it was very loud and rambunctious and noisy. And I, too, am glad that it's over. But we had a great time. Me and the boys, my wife has pictures of it. Hold on. I know where those are. We played video games on the new computer for hours. So we got the new Indiana Jones game, The Circle, which, by the way, is really cool. And so we didn't play that very much. We played the Star Wars game. Can't really make it out, but there's Gigi and the baby. So, yeah, that stupid camera. Shut up, Jimmy. All right, so secret sound. I'm trying to get reacclimated to everything after being gone for so long. So the schedule for the rest of the year is tomorrow we're going to call Jen and assign her movie Rehab for the end of the year. And the reason I'm doing that is because there's one in particular that I want her to watch that's a New Year's movie. I want to give her Trading Places with Eddie Murphy. She's never seen that, and you can't not assign that on a new year. It's got the big New Year's celebration in there and the bet. So she's never seen it, so we're going to assign her that. She's going to be off tomorrow and on Monday, but she is going to be back on New Year's Eve. So we're going to do a kind of a best of 2024 somewhat on January 1st, on New Year's Day. And then we'll all be back together next Thursday and Friday going into the new year. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 7-11. It's going to be foggy, at least through the morning hours, maybe even more today, because there is a dense fog advisory in effect that we'll tell you all about in about 15 minutes. And your chance to guess and win the cash with the Great Plains Federal Credit Union Secret Sound. Who couldn't use $477.50 in cash? Your chance to guess and win that is in just 12 minutes. All you have to do is be caller number 5 at 623-1025 at 720 and tell us what the sound is, and all of that cash is yours. Here's Dierks Bentley on the 4 states, number 1 for country, KIX 102.5. 477.50, it's climbing. And I don't think anybody has gotten close, have they? Oh, yeah, January 4th. I can't forget that. Is that on the calendar? Yes, it is on the calendar. Can't forget that. My schedule, now that we're getting closer to that time, is trying to fill up, but I'm going to keep that clear for the 4th. I predict we'll have less people at this one. What do you think? Oh, are you kidding? TikTok is working. What? If you started at 10, you ring in the new year, Megan must stay in Forrest Gump. She's seen Forrest Gump, though. We've assigned her that. We did that 1 year. So, trying to continue to flesh out her movie consumption. What? What? Did you hear everybody's up in arms about this? I guess happened over the weekend. Amazon Prime Video edited It's a Wonderful Life and cut out some parts. They took out the boring board meeting scene that has always been in the movie. No. I'm sorry. They did not cut that out. They cut out the 23-minute Pottersville scene at the end where everybody comes together, you know? In other words, they cut out the entire point of the whole movie where George sees the world would have been like without him. That whole deal where he's running through town and everything. In the Amazon version, George goes to Mr. Potter begging for $8,000 loan after that idiot Uncle Billy loses the money. And then it cuts to Mary running in saying, George, it's a miracle. And the Amazon abridged edition synopsis reads, this shorter version of the Jimmy Stewart Christmas classic with a condensed ending still contains all the sweetness and Christmas wonder. Spoiler alert, no, it does not. Like getting to the Star Wars Death Star raid, and just after Admiral Lobsterface says, it's a trap, they cut to the end where everybody's getting a medal. Or it's like if the Hitchcock movie, The Birds attack, and then it cuts to everybody just leaving town. Oh, wait. That is what happens in that movie. Wait till you see what they did with Old Yeller. Stupid. We can make it better. Morning, Melissa. How was your Christmas? I guess they can, Megan. I think that movie actually is public domain now. Once it's been around. Jimmy got a new couch and recliner. What did everybody get? And a new dining room table Kathy got? No, we've never assigned her the birds yet, Jimmy. It's on the list. We go through an old movie spell every spring. We do a bunch of old movies. Morning, Christy. So what did you get? What was the biggest thing you got or the best thing you got? Oh, nada? My Betty Davis old movies. I like the Baby Jane. No, that's not Betty Davis, is it? Yeah, that's Betty Davis. Whatever happened to Baby Jane? It's Betty Davis and Joan Crawford. I like that one. And I like the one she's in now I can't think of the name of it, the Halloween movie. It's on our list. I almost just no, Burnt Relics. Is that it? I think that's the name of it. Did we ever assign that to her? I can't remember. Nice. Christy got a candle and bed sheets. Don't set your bed sheets on fire. My wife got me an apron for when I shave and trim my beard that fastens to the mirror. It's kind of cool. It goes around my neck, and it has suction cups you fasten onto the mirror so I don't get it all over the place. I said, that's a gift for you. All right, we're about ready. Here we go. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen. Jen, who is a slacker and is on vacation, will be back with us at least once before the new year. It's foggy this morning if you're headed to work after Christmas, or hopefully you're not having to drive all the way home with weather like this, because we do have a dense fog advisory for a lot of the 4 states, and it's 49 in Joplin. We'll give you a complete look at the weather forecast in just 5 minutes, but it is time now for you to win some cash with the KIX 102.5 Great Plains Federal Credit Union Secret Sound. We got $477.50 in the jackpot that could be yours if you can tell us what is this sound. What is that? 623-1025, be caller number 5. Tell us what the sound is and win all the cash from the 4 states #1 for cash. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Hi there, Morning KIX. You are caller number 1. Hi there, Morning KIX. You are caller number 2. Hi, Morning KIX. Whoops. Hi, Morning KIX. You're caller number 3. Hi there, Morning KIX. You're caller number 4. Hi there, Morning KIX. Who is this? Jimmy from where? Jimmy from Frontenac, you are caller number 5. Woo-hoo! All right, Jimmy, here it is, $477.50. You could use some cash after all the Christmas expenses, right? So all you have to do is tell me, what is this sound? She says dropping dice on a table for $477.50. That is not it, Jimmy. Do better, Jimmy. You've got another chance to do exactly that tomorrow at 7:20, because we're going to put another $25 in the jackpot, making it $502.50. Thanks, Jimmy. Let me fix there where I forgot how to speak English. She said, do better, Randy. We're done early. Do the jackpot amount. You can tell, yeah, we're in the middle of the holiday. There's not a lot of calls. I mean, it's still ringing. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for cash. Looking for caller number 5 to guess and win the Great Plains Federal Credit Union Secret Sound. Jimmy from Frontenac, you are caller number 5. Woo! All right, Jimmy, here it is, $477.50. You could use some cash after all the Christmas expenses, right?
Oh, right.
So all you have to do is tell me, what is this sound?
Is it dropping dice on a table?
She says dropping dice on a table for $477.50. That is not it, Jimmy.
Ah.
Do better, Jimmy.
Okay, I will.
You've got another chance to do exactly that tomorrow at 7:20 because we're going to put another $25 in the jackpot, making it $502.50.
All right. Thank you, Randy.
There we go. Okay. Today would have been a good day to have gotten through on the secret sound. It would have, because there wasn't near the congestion that there is most days. Now, we had 5 calls, but I do too, Major. It's a lot more believable than what I heard right there. I'm not sure that really was Jimmy. I think that was an imposter. That was a Jimmy clone. How was your Christmas, Major? I did get my new stereo in my truck. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. Did your doctor make any recommendations for like mental drugs or something, to help with that, Jimmy? You're welcome, Major. Maybe some Adderall or Zoloft or something like that. I don't know. He spent it with his cat. Worst ways to do Christmas. What's the worst? Well, no, let's not even talk about it, guys. What's the worst Christmas you ever had? Who wants to remember those, right? My worst one was, how old was I? 22, 21, 22. I was in Los Angeles. I was going to school there. 22. I was 22, right turned 23, or maybe I just turned 23. But was going to school there, and the band that I was playing with, all the guys had gone back to Missouri, except for me. And I was staying there in this seedy little apartment, all I could afford. Didn't know anyone or have any contacts with anything. Didn't have a phone yet. Couldn't call home. And literally spent it in having a microwave pizza and didn't even have a TV. So I read a book. It was very depressing. Oh, Jimmy said it was my AI Jimmy. Speaking of, my CarPlay box came with a backup camera. Nice. Melissa, I will say on my stereo, which I've always had a backup camera, but it's been up in my mirror. It's just a little view that pops up inside the mirror whenever I back up, which is pretty cool. A lot of Toyotas do that. But now, with this new stereo, it pops up there and in the stereo, which is a lot easier to see. Already got 100 messages today. Thanks, guys. I would give you that win, Randy. That win, Randy? What is that win, Randy, Jimmy? Yes, Captain is Jimmy's AI generator. So it has Android CarPlay, which wirelessly connects. I don't have to plug in to do it like you do on a lot of Android or a lot of head units that have Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. You usually have to plug in your phone to be able to connect that. Mine, it's got a wireless, so I don't have to do that. I struggled for the longest time trying to figure out how to upload pictures into it so I could change the background. Kathy said her granddaughter got a backup camera for Christmas. But it's got, the map on the Android CarPlay. It kind of duplicates your phone, kind of. So I really enjoyed that while we were doing all the driving over the holiday. And in fact, I've been so busy with the CarPlay and everything, I hadn't even got my radio programmed to put KIX on there and everything. We've been out of town so much. So I did that this morning as I was leaving the house. I went through and programmed, KIX on every single button. Yes, it is. It's a pain in the butt to have to plug it in whenever you get in the car. I think I'm going to speaking of plugging in, I think I'm going to take my phone charger. I've always had this little thing on the air conditioner vent that I could just put the phone over there and it would grab it and charge it. I think I'm going to take that out now because I really don't need it. If I want to charge, I can plug it into the USB deal there in the center console, but I've always wanted the phone up in front so I could use maps and, have control of my audiobooks and stuff like that. But I think I may get rid of that. Major got a dirty litter box for Christmas. Yes, but it was full of packages. We got a special present on Monday. So me and Gina, we drove to the Irish Wilderness, which is in south central Missouri near where I was born and raised. And she had never been there, even though she was from that area. She'd never been out to the Irish Wilderness. So after we had gone, my daughter and her husband lives in Kabul, Missouri. And after we had gone and visited them, we decided to take a scenic route back to where my wife is from. Hold on. KIX 102.5, the 4 states #1 for country. So we took this scenic route back, and it started raining on our way back. So I was going to take her down. We were going to get out and look at there's a lot of scenic views in this area. It looks a lot like the Smoky Mountains in this area, but it's not. And so it had been years and years and years since I'd been out there, probably 30 some years, 38, 39 years. So we take this turn on this dirt road that I thought I recognized. I thought it was the dirt road. I knew it was not. I'd never been down this road. And we go down, and the road gets smaller and smaller, and it's going straight down these mountains. It looks like a cow path or a vehicle path through someone's field. It was like that grass growing up in the center. There's just ruts, but you can tell it's a very old rut. It's like 3 foot deep. As road beds get older, they get deeper. And so you could tell it was really, really deep. So I saw these as we're going by this one little flat area. I see these foundations next to the road and like this. Gosh, what is with these cameras? Let me darken this way down. So yeah, here's and then there was this wall. I mean, it went on forever and ever. So I get out in the rain, I take pictures of all this. I can't figure out what it is. Tell it's covered up with moss. I wonder if I darken it some more. Nope, that's too dark. And so I couldn't figure out what this was. There was a placard next to it with this map on it. I don't know if you but it was a drawing of all building sites and labels on each one of what those buildings would have been. And it had a Missouri State Conservation symbol up in the upper corner. Look here. It said Civilian Conservation. I mean, it's in the middle of this forest out in the middle of nowhere with this old road going by it. So we get back in the vehicle and continue down the road. Can't find a place to turn around. It's that narrow. And it comes out on this cemetery, this really old cemetery with this old sign painted on it that said Falling Springs Cemetery. And still couldn't turn around there. So we went on by the cemetery and went a little bit further, and we come upon this old water mill. Look at this. Out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, not a power line, not another soul for miles and miles around. And next to that mill is this pond lake thing. Hold on. We got to go on. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen. Jen's on vacation at 7:34. It's going to be a little rainy and definitely foggy this morning. Dense fog advisory in effect for a lot of the 4 states, and it's 49 in Joplin. We'll give you a complete look at the weather forecast in just 25 minutes, along with 4 states news. And we're going to be talking about the craziest thing that you ever came home to. Hopefully this isn't happening to you today, you know, if you're traveling back home after being gone to families for the holiday and everything. But if it is, then you can tell us what's the craziest thing you ever came home to. Maybe something that happened with your house or something your kids did maybe while you were gone. You can tell us at 623-1025. You know, now that the Christmas holiday is over, we thought we'd give Santa a call and see how he thinks everything went. Let me see if I've got the number put in here right. Yeah, here we go. There he is.
Merry whatever. I'm on vacation for the next 11 and a half months.
You know what? You deserve it, Santa. You worked very hard on Christmas Eve.
You ain't kidding. Oh, that coal is stinking heavy.
Coal?
What do you got, tinsel in your ears? Coal. Pay attention to the news. Everybody's been bad. The naughty list used up all the ink in my printer.
Yeah, I know there's been a lot of bad behavior over the past year.
I delivered a lot of coal to radio stations, that's for sure.
Radio stations? For
For
what?
playing Christmas music before Thanksgiving. You know who you are.
Yeah, well, thankfully that wasn't KIX 102.5.
Oh, it ain't easy being Santa.
Man, you're not kidding. How's your reindeer holding up?
Oh, they're a bunch of prima donnas.
Really?
The fame has gone to their heads. Rudolph wants a new, low-energy, low-impact LED nose cone. How pretentious.
Wow, the red-nosed reindeer's gone green.
Yes, and all the rest of them want to get into acting.
What?
They all want to land a role on Game of Thrones.
What? Game of Thrones, why?
They'd rather be slaying a dragon instead of dragging a sleigh.
Okay, Santa, so do you have any advice for everyone for next Christmas?
Yes, whatever you do, don't leave me vegan cookies and almond milk. That stuff tastes like reindeer poop.
Right on. We'll keep that in mind.
I gotta go lay down and take a 7-month nap.
Right.
But I'll leave you with one bit of advice.
What's that?
Never catch snowflakes on your tongue until all the Canadian geese have flown south.
Thanks a lot, Santa. So, anyway, I was telling you about this mill that we found out in the middle of nowhere. Let me get rid of this. So I go up there to that mill again, pouring rain. There's this doorway open, and I look inside, and I go around back behind the mill, and there's this. water coming out of the side of that cliff face. There's another shot of it. Just pouring out into that, and it made this little lake right there next to it. No river, no creek nearby, just that. And next to the mill is this old log cabin. So then finally, I find this sign that explains what it is. It's the Thomas Brown cabin where these people settled in the 1850s of this area. Describes how these people moved in there and settled. And here's the falling spring. Those things were like hidden. So it was so weird that we just came out there and there was this mill in the middle of nowhere. So the one I was looking for and had made the wrong turn at was this mill. That is the Greer Springs Mill near Alton, Missouri. It was built in the late 1800s and has been restored there by the Department of Conservation. There's a big trail that goes way down into the woods to this spring, but it was raining too hard for us to go down and see all of that. So, we were just out exploring, and I was showing her all this stuff where I used to explore and run around when I was a kid. Chasing waterfalls. And you know what they say, don't go chasing waterfalls. Jimmy said she came into a man in her house. He was hiding behind her front door, and I didn't get to see the rest of it. No, that is not south of Hahatonka. Hahatonka is up near Lake of the Ozarks, and this is down in south central Missouri. He shoved her to the ground and then ran. Wow, Jimmy. How exciting. What he says, you normally crap your pants? Yeah, that had nothing to do with the intruder, Captain. That was just Jimmy being incontinent. Maybe you ought to check into Depends, Jimmy. I mean, for the sake of your family and the neighborhood. We've been up to the Hahatonka State Park, which is such a weird name, but the ruins of the big house up there, we've been up and seen that and everything. I took pictures of all that. But I promised her, I was like, when we come back down here, which we will, because it's, where both of us were born and raised. Jimmy says she sends them to you to wash. But that when the weather's better, we're going to hike down to the Greer Springs. Big Dave remembered Megan's birthday. How nice. Is today your birthday, Megan? When is your birthday? Or did I miss it? She just puts up. Well, did it happen while I was gone? I did it. I mean, I know we've talked about it, but. Happy birthday, Megan. During my vacation. That's what I thought. I thought it happened while I was gone. Let me tell you what I did during my vacation for the most part. I sat on the recliner and watched TV. I would get up around noon and do my other work, and then I would sit on the recliner and watch TV. My wife, we went axe throwing last Friday night with her work, which I think is a weird, weird idea. Number one, going out with coworkers and throwing axes while drinking. That's just a weird concept to me. What did we do last Thursday night? We had all of our friends over. I can't remember what else we did last Wednesday and last Tuesday. I think we did nothing. Oh, so I ran into this whole thing last Saturday night. We were getting ready because we left Sunday. Yeah. Oh, I have to sing to her? Isn't that punishment to Megan? Yes, it was too busy for me. And I've made some decisions that will hopefully slow down this next year. I've decided I'm done doing all the productions in Springfield. I'm done with all that traveling back and forth. I'm going to, as far as I'm concerned, in fact, I've already declined one request to play at another deal in Springfield. I said, nope. I said, I want to play in Joplin. That's it. I'm going to try to slow down a lot of that. It was just too much. It was nice. Now, Saturday night, my new computer, which I got all set up and installed and everything, sucker is amazing. But I made a mistake. So Saturday night, I went to download the new, I realized I didn't have the right graphics driver to be able to play the Indiana Jones game that I had gotten. So I went to update the driver, and I instantly got the blue screen of death on this new computer. In fact, it crashed, restarted, and crashed again. It would just crash. It would not load Windows. And so I tried to go into safe mode. For those of you that know anything about Windows, going into the safe mode, F4 when it starts up, and you tell it you want to enter safe mode with networking. I thought, if I can roll back the driver, obviously this driver's what's causing that, right? Well, I couldn't even get it into safe mode. So I contacted my tech support, the guys who had made the computer and everything. Of course, they weren't available. Everybody's getting ready for Christmas, and it's late at night on a Saturday. Finally, I figured out, as I began unplugging, I thought maybe if I unplug my monitors, I have 3 monitors. Well, one of the monitors was plugged into the KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Here's Matt Stell on KIX. One of the monitors was plugged into the stock graphics card. The other 2 were plugged into the upgraded graphics card. I didn't know, but you're not supposed to do that. That's not a good thing. That's very taxing on the motherboard, and it was shocking that it had worked for 3 weeks without having any errors or issues with it that way. So once my tech support finally got in touch with me, they're like, yeah, we advise you go back, reinstall the driver, but do not plug in that. You need everything to be on the same graphics card. Which means, since that graphics card only had one HDMI slot on it, that I had to order a new monitor. And you know how much monitors cost right now? For a 32-inch monitor, which is the big ones that are on top of my curved one, guess how much those cost? And you're thinking a lot. I know. Everybody is. And I was too. I was like, gosh, this is going to be another write-off because I can't really afford a $300 or $400 monitor. Samsung has 32-inch monitors on sale they had them on sale that night for $150. I was blown away by that. They've gone back up now. They're 200 and something. So I got a new monitor, and I gave that old computer and the old monitor to my daughter, who needed a new one. Is $150, Woody, on Amazon. And they're only 200 now. So if anybody needs a monitor, and I mean, technically you could use this as a TV. It wouldn't be a smart TV. You'd have to use something else like Roku or something to be able to get signals. A definite steal, I know. And it's a 4K monitor with a display port. So everybody is moving away from HDMI going to DisplayPort because DisplayPort is capable of transmitting the 4K and 8K signals that HDMI struggles with. So, and it's a borderless monitor, so it doesn't have sides on the top. You know, it's just got the bar across the bottom. Oh, here we go. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, number 1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 748. It's going to be cloudy and foggy with a dense fog advisory in effect for a lot of the 4 states. It's 49 in Joplin, and we'll give you a look at the weather forecast in just 10 minutes. Plus, in the next hour, we're talking about the craziest thing that you ever came home to. Hopefully, this isn't happening to you. You know, you're coming home from being gone for the holidays to the families or whomever, and you come home to what? What's the most ridiculous thing you ever came home to? Doesn't have to be during the holidays either. It could be came home from vacation or, heck, even came home from work and discovered this, whatever it was. I'll never forget the first year we had lived here in Joplin, quite some time ago, and we had been gone for the holidays, and when we came home and pulled into the driveway, we see water running under the garage door down the driveway, and I was like, oh, no. Yeah, and a water pipe had busted sometime while we were gone, so we got to deal with that in the new year. What's the craziest thing you ever came home to? Tell us at 623-1025. And since now that we're past the Christmas holiday, it is time for the annual reciting of 'Twas the Day After Christmas.
'Twas the day after Christmas, and all through the house, wrapping paper was scattered, and there were toys all about. The stockings were flung on the floor without care, dirty glasses and plates and crumbs everywhere. The alarm clock is ringing while you're snug in your bed, with an eggnog hangover pounding in your head. And so we exclaim, to help you get on your way, get your butt out of bed! You've got to work today!
Yeah. So anyway, I got the computer issue resolved. I'm still only running on 2 monitors now, which is really weird. But the other one's supposed to be here tomorrow. And I got the old computer. My daughter yesterday got that sent off with her. Woody said he got a 4070 TI Super Graphics card. And it came with the Indiana Jones game? What? The Circle? Have you played it yet? Because I am all the way to the Tomb of the Giant under Nicholas V's cathedral. I got through that last night. Yes, the Speech Jammer was good, wasn't it? I like that. We're going to have to play that. That's going to have to become an annual thing. Either play that one or make Jen do it next year. Oh, he got a 4K monitor on Black Friday. The thing is, the bottom monitor, I have a Samsung Neo 8. I think it's a 7 or an 8. Anyway, it's a 49-inch wide monitor. It's the curved one, and it's 8K. And I play my video games on that. My graphics card that I have in my computer, everybody take a drink. I can never remember which one it is. It's the NVIDIA. Here it is. It's a RTX 3090. So yours may be a little bigger than mine. A 24 gigabyte RTX 3090. It's a quadruple display, even though I only run 3. Oh, it's amazing. It is, Woody. So no spoilers on this, but I will tell you the very first scene that you play. So when you come into the game and it starts and everything, I had a little bit of trouble getting the resolution set at first. It looked like it was all fishbowled and everything until I could get that set. The very first scene that you play is the very opening scene in the original Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark movie. So if you remember what that is, remember he's in South America and he's looking for this temple and he finds it, and there's the gods, the golden god's head, and he has to take the bag full of sand and switch it. Remember all that? You literally play your way through that scene, and then something happens that leads you into the rest of the story. I won't give anything else away. Shut up, Megan. It's amazing. It is so good. It's like you're playing the movie, and they do such a good job up to a point of walking you through your challenges. So the first 3 or 4 challenges, they really walk you and guide you through everything you're doing so you don't have to learn or already know how to play. But then they kind of drop you off and just leave you. I had to look up a walkthrough to help me through part of it last night. I could not figure out. Yes, it is. Bad juju. Well, he has a bag full of sand. If you remember the movie, there is this head, this gold head of this South American Mayan or Aztec idol, and he wants to pick it up, but he knows there is a trigger underneath it, so he has this bag of sand, and he switches them real quick, and he's like, yeah, and then the bag of sand drops down, and everything begins to fall apart, and yeah, it really did. That first part is just like the movie. I will say Harrison Ford's face in the game, not quite right. I mean, it's different. But his voice, it is the voice of Harrison Ford. I don't know if they used artificial intelligence to create this or if Harrison did it himself. Where's Kathy going? Oh, Kathy's playing shots this early in the morning, Kathy? It's like not even 8 o'clock yet. Well, somebody was supposed to have made us Applejack so that we could do that on Morning KIX. Ariana's having a birthday today. Happy birthday, Ariana. I just saw that. Happy birthday to you. Well, I will tell you, Jimmy, if you're going to get that game, it's a little pricey right now. I got it on sale. They had like this flash sale on Steam, and it dropped down to like $50. Plus, I had like a $20 gift certificate or gift card in my account, which let me get it for about $30. But normally, they've been charging $80 for that game, which is stupid. No game's worth $80. But we played it with the boys yesterday, and they had a great time. Candace, so there's one scene where Indiana has gone through this cobweb in this big tomb, and he turns around, and there's spiders all over his back. I thought she was going to make a new doorway out of my studio. Ah, there you go. Woody says it's free if you've got the Xbox Game Pass. That is true. She's kept drinking the cider. That's what happens. I did find me some of the eggnog that I like. Is it the Jim Beam eggnog, right? I did find that before Christmas. Got this for self-defense. Or if things get too hairy in here, you know. They did, I will say, at the axe place, the axe throwing place that we were at last Friday night, they brought out knives at the end. We were throwing knives, and I was like, oh, I wish I had mine with me. I would, especially this time of year when everything is slowed down and nobody has anything going on right now between now and New Year's because, it's going to get busy again in the new year. But that's a perfect time. I bet they do, Jimmy. Woody's got a point there. I bet they have a free trial where you could go on and try all this, for a week or so and just play games and then just cancel without having to pay for anything. That way you could try any game you want. And I really recommend that game. We've been playing the Star Wars Jedi Survivor game, the new Jedi Survivor, and The Last of Us. But The Last of Us takes quite a while to get through. Okay, but listen, Megan, I'm from Missouri. You got to show me. Oh, what is this? What? Tina's car's not starting. I'm gonna call her real quick, try to figure out what's going on with her car. Car not starting? It's gotta be the battery. Hello? Hey, is anything working in it? I mean, when you turn the key over? Okay, so your battery's dead. Something must have been left on. Me neither. Either that or your battery's going bad. Yeah. Uh, call a cab, and I can try to jump it when I get home. You've got the cables, don't you? I think you've got the cables in the back of your car. When did we replace that? Yeah, it's probably due. Kathy says the car's telling you need an extra day off. I know. Carthage today, or has the day off. You could ask him, say, do you know anybody in Joplin? I don't have anyone's contact that might be able to give me a ride on my car won't start. He might be able to get a hold of somebody for you. What'd she say? Hold on. Going to be cloudy today with a dense fog advisory. In fact, more of that throughout a lot of the week. Tonight, we're going to see more rain likely and patchy fog with lows around 48. Then tomorrow, patchy fog early, but a slight chance of rain throughout the rest of the day. Highs near 54 and mostly cloudy Friday night with lows down around 46. KIX 102.5 storm tracker radar is still showing a lot of light mist, heavy drizzle around the 4 states, and dense fog over a lot of the area. Dense fog advisory still in effect. It's 46 in Seneca, 48 in Jasper, and 50 in Joplin. To sign up for severe weather alerts, download the Zimmer Storm Center app. So we're talking about the craziest thing that you ever came home to. At 623-1025, you can text or tell us there, or you can tell us on Facebook. What's the craziest thing you ever came home to after being gone for a holiday or vacation or whatever? Here's Zach Brown Band on the 4 states #1 for country, KIX 102.5. Well, you could call a taxi. That would be the quickest solution. No, I don't think so. They're really quick now with stuff like that. Okay, love you. Bye. Yeah, it's her battery. Probably just jump it. She's got cables if she could find somebody to jump it. Always make sure she has cables in the car. That's right. Jen thought Miracle on Elm Street on 30. It wasn't Elm Street. Miracle on Elm Street. I mean, Miracle on 35th, 34th Street, 36th, 30, whatever it was. She thought it was boring. She didn't like it. I didn't really like it either, to be honest. I kind of thought it was doofy. Oh, I saw the Clint Eastwood movie, Juror Number 2 the other night on Max? If you get the chance to watch that, really good movie. Clint Eastwood is not in it, but he produces and directs it. And it's got a lot of other stars in it, though. I really, really, really like the ending. I like the way they did the ending. Hey, Tyreek! How's it going, man? I saw you had texted at one point while I was traveling over the holiday. Yeah, it's a new one, Woody. She has a backup car, Woody. Juror Number 2. Yes. It's on Max. Really, really good movie. It's one of those, the jurors trying to decide movies, but it's not all in the deliberation chamber. So it's not one of these boring 6 men locked in a room or whatever. It's kind of a conundrum movie, a moral scruple. What would you do kind of movie? And the ending is kind of like that, too. Nice. She hasn't driven her car since last Friday or Saturday. She drove it on Saturday, right? Yeah. And I figure it shouldn't have gone dead, but it could have if the battery being really, really old. And it's been about 3 or 4 years since we put a new battery in it, which they used to last longer than that. But it could be that she just left, accidentally left a light on or a door ajar or something like that might have done it. And we wouldn't discover it until now. So let's see what's going on in the news. Google has recently laid off some 10% of its managerial staff as part of an ongoing effort to improve efficiency and redefine its corporate culture, they say, which they like to call googliness. You have to be googly. Great googly moogly. I guess to work for Google, you need the traits and qualities that make an individual a good fit for the company, or googliness. CEO Sundar Pichai recently declared that googliness means prioritizing the company's goals, being both bold and responsible in decision-making. It also includes qualities like staying resourceful and having fun while working, emphasizing teamwork and a sense of unity. When you join Google, Sundar stops by to welcome you and gives you a glass of Google Kool-Aid to drink. I don't know. Can you wear waders if you work at Google? Because it sounds like the crap's really thick there. Something tells me that around Google, after Sundar passes by, a cluster of smiling workers, they all roll their eyes. He says, you better be googly or you'll be earning diddly, and you won't be able to afford food at the Piggly Wiggly. Googliness. Googly. So, speaking of looking for stuff to find to watch right now is a bit of a challenge. There is a new survey they did of some 2,000 Americans that found that despite having more TV content than ever before, viewers are struggling to find something worth watching. We have a lot of content, but not all of it's worth watching. They say the average person now spends a staggering 110 hours a year. That's nearly 5 full days a year scrolling through streaming platforms, searching for something to watch. 5 days a year. Hold on, I'll tell you some more about this. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 8:09. It's going to be cloudy and drizzly all throughout the day today. Highs are going to be up to around 56, but it's 49 now in Joplin. We'll give you a look at the weather forecast in about 15 minutes. But we're talking today about the craziest thing you ever came home to. Maybe it was some sort of damage, that you didn't expect, or maybe you left your kids at home and went away on vacation or away for the holiday and came home and found what? What's the craziest thing you ever came home to? Tell us at 623-1025, or you can tell us on Facebook. Here's Bailey Zimmerman on the 4 states, #1 for country, KIX 102.5. All right, it is time for, I promised you the rest of the details on that. I'll have to do that in a minute because it is time for a Call of Nature break. Entertain yourselves. Wait a minute. I have an update from my wife. Okay, she's got a ride. Yay. I'll have to try to figure it out when I get home. All right. Talk amongst yourselves about the declining condition of sulfur oxide in Australia. Go. We were talking about how long we spend searching for something on TV every year. And they found out a few other things as a result of this survey. They found out that almost half of subscribers have already abandoned cable television. I'm surprised that number is as low as it is. They said 51% admit that they feel overwhelmed by the sheer quantity of suggested content. 26% feel there's an overproduction of original content. How much time I have wasted watching 20 minutes of a new show only to turn it off going, no way, I'm watching 8 more hours of that. I think there ought to be some sort of survey showing that. Dear streaming TV, please stop these things immediately. Shows about hitmen, shows about serial killers. For that matter, why not a show about a serial killer who becomes a hitman to fulfill that need? Call me Hollywood, we can talk. Also, shows where on the first episode there's a sex scene in a public bathroom 3 minutes in. Shows where on the third episode there's a flashback to where everyone's younger, played by a different actor. Shows where on the fourth episode there are a whole bunch of new characters doing an entirely different plot that will somehow relate to the old characters 2 episodes in the future. Shows from the world of John Wick. That's done. Shows that disappear for 3 years. If you can't produce more than 10 episodes a year, go work for British TV. This is America, where we used to have 32 episodes a year. The stupid 10 episodes is not a season. 8. It's now 6 or 8. That's sometimes all they will do. So, Dorinda brought by, I'm surprised she's not on here today. Dorinda dropped by the house, that painting, but she also dropped by her bourbon balls, which I'm a huge fan of. Those are gone now. She dropped by, I mean, like a bag full of them. And the kids came over, and I was at them, and the diet is a thing of the past, and those are gone. Yep, they definitely do, Megan. And extend or serialize the old ones. The show Severance is coming back I think, in February. I can't wait for that to be back. If you've not watched Severance on Apple TV, you need to do the free trial soon and watch the first season completely, because it is one of the best things that's ever been on television, I think. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen. Here's Sam Hunt on KIX 102.5. Smurder? Smurder? What is smurder? How to get away with smurder? So my wife found a way to work, so I guess I will go home and try to jumpstart her car. I have her keys, don't I? Yeah. And if that doesn't work, I'll probably have to go buy a battery. Yay. Because they're stupid expensive now. So, did you guys realize Hanukkah just started yesterday? Was it yesterday or is it today? And you're like, what? Yeah. So what happens, Hanukkah follows the lunar calendar, not the Gregorian one. So it can really vary when Hanukkah happens. It's been known to happen as early as Thanksgiving or as late as stretching into January, like it's going to do this year. Yeah, it started yesterday evening. The end. That's weird that it fell on Christmas too. That's very rare. KIX 102.5, the 4 states, #1 for country. Morning KIX with Randy and Jen, 8:19. It's going to be cloudy and drizzly today. Highs are going to be into the mid-50s, but we'll give you a look at the weather forecast in about 5 minutes, tell you what it's going to be like all the way into the weekend. We're talking, though, today about the craziest thing that you've ever come home to, whether it's after being gone during the holidays or on vacation or maybe just coming home from work. What is the craziest thing that you ever came home to? 623-1025. Hi there, Morning KIX. What's the craziest thing you ever came home to?
Well, when I had a kid, we have a four-legged kid. We were gone for about 3 days, and apparently the sitter that was supposed to take care of him never came over. And we had a 5-pound bar of chocolate, and there's only 2 pounds left.
Now, wait a minute. I thought chocolate would poison dogs.
Actually, some dogs, they like it. It doesn't really poison them. And I guess mine is the that one few.
Yeah.
Because, for 3 days, when we got back, for 3 days after vacation, he would not stop running around the house. And then one day, he just crashed and slept for 2 days.
I'm wondering what other piles of chocolate were left laying around the house, in that situation. What's the craziest thing you ever came home to?
Well, went on vacation with my parents in the summer. We came home, and my oldest brother had stayed home. He was in high school, and the huge picture window in the front of our house was lined almost to the top with beer cans.
Oh, my gosh. Did they kill him or did they put him in a recovery program?
They killed him first and then put him in recovery at the hospital.
Yeah. What's the craziest thing that you ever came home to?
Me and my husband decided to go out one evening, and we left our cell phones at home and everything because we didn't want to be messed with.
Right.
Our kids showed up at the house. We wasn't answering our phones. They went to our house. Our neighbor had spilled some red paint on the street.
Oh, no.
Well, they had the cops all over the place, inside the house, all around our house.
So you came home to a whole crime scene investigation.
Yes, because they thought we was kidnapped.
What is the craziest thing that you've ever come home to after being gone for a while? 623-1025 to text or tell us yours, or you can tell us on Facebook. It's the 4 states, #1 for country. I got to put this on Facebook. Okay. Right? I think that's a good idea, Megan. You buy one once, and as long as you bring it back, you get replacements. They actually charge you to bring your battery back. There's a disposal fee that you had to pay on a car battery. Yeah, I think the whole it poisons them is a whole old wives' tale myth. Hi there, Morning KIX.
Hello, Randy. How are you this
Good. What's going on, Melissa? Yeah, what's yours? Uh-oh. Yeah, not to mention, what you had to take care of with your brother. Or your son, I mean. Yeah. Say that one more time. There we go. Thank you, Melissa. Have a great day. Okay. Not to mention what you had to take care of with your son. Fix that. Process that. Bingo! Yeah, bingo is exactly your type of game, isn't it, Jimmy? Bye, Christy. All right, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up a little early today because I've got some stuff to recover from Christmas, some stuff to do on the production system. But tomorrow, I will tell you, we are going to be talking about, we're going to be asking, kind of doing a survey, when do you take down your Christmas decorations? There are some people who don't, or they don't until Valentine's Day. Literally leave them up all that time. I can't imagine. We usually do the either right after Christmas if I'm on vacation. If I'm not, like this week, then it'll be the weekend after Christmas or New Year's Eve. We take it down. There are some traditions, however, that say you're supposed to wait until longer, until the Epiphany, which is a church tradition. But we're going to find out what is your tradition. When do you take down your Christmas decorations finally? So be thinking about that. Plus, we're going to do an assignment, the New Year's Eve assignment or the New Year's movie assignment for Jen's Movie Rehab. Also, I forgot to tell you guys, Morning KIX Challenge is coming back. This time, it's going to be brought to you by Gambino's, and we're going to be giving away $20 gift cards. So that's going to be starting, not tomorrow, but on the 3rd of January. In the new year, we'll have a brand new sponsor and another chance for you to win with the Morning KIX Challenge. And what else? Jen will be back on New Year's Eve. And then we'll be doing the New Year's show together. And then everything hopefully get back to normal a week from today. But be sure and get your alarm set for tomorrow and join us early and have a great rest of your day after Christmas. Bye.